Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I hope everybody's having a good day. I've had a good day so far. I did say in the last video that there wasn't going to be a video yesterday because there weren't any games. And then once there were for the Liga MX games and that season's just starting. So I didn't want to risk anything there. But it's a really big slate for the Champions League. This is the last day of the group stage in the Champions League. There's a lot of teams that have a lot to play for. Some teams that don't have much to play for. There's a lot of games, like I said, I went through, try to go through all the games. And I'm trying to get this video out early because one, there's a lot of research to go through, so didn't want to waste any time. Two, feel like you can find some good lines at this time, especially because they don't know where to put them at. And three, I want to get this video out, get the plays out early before some of these plays could potentially get bumped and stuff like that. But as always, if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment either later tonight, but more likely tomorrow before the lineups, because there will be squad rotations in certain teams, and you know, those players will probably have better lines depending on where they play and stuff like that. I am wearing the robe. We didn't sweep the last video, but we are in a bit of a money line run. So one, I wanted just to wear it, and two, we want all the luck that we can get with this really big slate tomorrow. So I will get straight into the picks, and the first pick is Edmund Tapsoba to go higher than 0.5 shots, playing at home for Leverkusen, going up against Sparta. He's taken 16 shots in 19 games in the Bundesliga and 5 shots in 6 starts in the Champions League. And the reason why I like this play, first of all, it's a 0.5 shot mark, so we just need him to take 1 shot. But two, not only he's a center back, so not only will he take shots from set pieces, you know, headers and stuff like that from corners and free kicks, but he also will shoot from regular play. When he's playing in the game, he moves up and he will take those long shots. If you look at the shots that he's taken in the league, he's taken 8 from regular play, 8 from set pieces, and then the 5 shots he's taken in the Champions League, 3 were regular from regular play and 2 were from set pieces. And if you look at all 11 shots that he's taken in regular play in both league and Champions League, they're all from long shots. So if he moves up and he gets the chance to shoot, he will shoot. And I like this because Sparta on average allowed 20.3 shots away from home. So there will be plenty of opportunities. Leverkusen will control possession, and they will take a lot of set pieces. So he can get that shot from the set pieces that they will be taking, because they will take a lot of shots, or just Leverkusen having possession, him moving up, and him having the opportunity. He's 6'3" tall, so he's a big, tall body that they can cross to in the box. And I think 0.5 is a good line and a good matchup. So I like Edmund Tapsoba to go higher than 0.5 shots. The second play that I found that I like is Johan Bakayoko to go higher than 2 shots, playing at home for PSV, going up against Liverpool. Average-wise, this is great. He's averaged 3.28 shots per 90 in the league and 3.29 shots in the Champions League. So he's really consistent. You know what you're getting when you're playing him. He will take those shots. And honestly, I would take this line against a normal Liverpool side when he's playing at home. But there's going to be squad rotation in the Liverpool side, which is especially why I really like this play. Liverpool have a secure spot in the top 8. Whether they win or lose, they are secured a spot. So they will have they will rotate the squad, which is perfect for Bakayoko, who already shoots. Now he even have more opportunity versus the Liverpool side that won't be at full strength. He's taken 2+ in 5 out of 7 games in the Champions League, and he's a left-footed player who plays on the right, so he cuts in and takes those shots, which also means he's a long shot taker, which is what I like about this line as well. He's taken 22 from inside the box, 16 from outside the box, and then in the league, and then 14 from inside the box and 8 from outside when it comes to the Champions League. He's a good dribbler, so he can create his own chances. He can get the passes from his teammates. He's a counterattack threat, and I just love the fact that one, Liverpool will rotate their squad, and two, because Liverpool have a secure spot, and two, PSV still have a lot to play for. They cannot afford to lose this match and potentially be knocked out when it comes to the playoff spot. They need a result here, so they will have a lot to play for, so they will play hard, and there's a good line to take. I think it's a good line at 2.0. So like Johan Bakayoko to go higher than 2 shots. The last play that I found that I like so far is actually on the opposite side, and that's on Liverpool, and that's Kelleher to go higher than 2.5 saves, again, away from home for Liverpool, going up against PSV. It should be him starting. I did mention there was going to be squad rotations. I don't see Alisson starting here. I see Kelleher getting more play time, and Liverpool should be allowing more shots than usual, like I mentioned before. PSV still have a lot to play for and will not hold back in this game, which is really why I like this mark. And if you look at the shots on target that they've taken so far, not even the shots, just the shots on target that they've taken at home, they've taken 8.8 in the league and 12 in the Champions League. So that's really high for any team in general. And I'm not saying they're going to get that many, but they, at least in my opinion, get at least 5 or 6. And we need him to save at least 3 of those. So at least save 50% of them. And if you look at the games that he's played, in 8 Premier League games, he has saved 72.7% of saves. And in 3 Champions League games, he has saved 100% of the shots on target that he's taken. So he's a really underrated keeper. He's a good keeper. I just need him to save at least around 50%, and I see that happening here. He's going to have a lot of work to do, and PSV can shoot from the wings. They're good at attacking the wings. They're good at attacking set pieces. They send a lot of through balls, and it's a good line against a desperate team, and they're playing away from home. Again, PSV will not be holding back, and he will have those opportunities to take those saves. So I like this line. I like Kelleher to go higher than 2.5 saves. Before I get into the Moneyline Plays, if you guys please could like the video and comment, it really would help me out so much. There's a lot of research and a lot of time that goes into these videos, so just liking and commenting just takes a second, and I really do appreciate it. Whether you're showing support, asking a question, anything helps. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, turn on notifications. And if you want to get these videos out even earlier and support the channel, I do have the membership available in the description. If you're not a member, those that are already got this video even earlier than what it's already out. So if you're interested in that, join that as well. And then all my links for my player prop apps, Moneyline apps, my data app, all linked in the description. So I really want to thank anybody who supports me in any way. The growth recently has been great, and I really do appreciate you guys. But I do have the Moneyline Plays, and the first play is a -111 slip in the first place. Aston Villa Moneyline going up against Celtic. A win here can possibly clinch a top 8 spot for Villa, and they're at home, which is great. And they've only conceded 4 goals in 9 games in the Champions League. And if you look at the 3 home games that they've played, they have yet to concede at home in the Champions League. And if you look at Celtic's recent moves that they have, for those that don't know, Celtic essentially pretty much, it wasn't a trade for trade deal, but it pretty much was. They got rid of Furuhashi, which was their striker, and brought in Diogo Jota. But Jota is injured, so now they're out of a striker. Now they don't have Furuhashi and they don't have Jota. And then their top scorer in the Champions League is Maeda, and he's suspended because he got a red card in their last game in the Champions League. So they're out of their their striker, they're out of their top scorer, and they're playing up against a really tough defense who have yet to concede at home. They're really gonna struggle in attack, and even with Maeda and Furuhashi, they've only scored 1 goal in 3 away games in the Champions League. And Villa will, I feel like they just will pull out the win. They're at home. They've been doing great. So there's no reason to over-explain this. Celtic are already struggling. They're going to struggle even more. And Villa's a really great home side. So I like the Aston Villa money line going up against Celtic. And then the second play is the Atletico Madrid money line going up against Salzburg. On the other hand, Aston Villa, when I mentioned them, they need a win to possibly get a top 8 spot. Atletico Madrid clinched a top 8 spot with the win here. They're guaranteed a spot if they win, and they have a good matchup. Salzburg is out of the competition and have the second worst defense, conceding 23 goals in 7 games. So they really don't have much to play for, and they also have the second worst attack. They've scored 4 in 7, and this is going to be perfect to pair up with Atletico's defense. They have conceded 11 goals in 7 Champions League games, but if you look at the recent games, they've only conceded 2 in their last 5, and those 2 come in against Leverkusen and Villarreal. And Salzburg is nowhere near as good as them. Like I said, they have the second worst offense and they have the second worst defense, and they will easily outscore them. They've converted 52% of the shots on target that they've taken so far in the Champions League, which is really good. And that goes along perfect with Salzburg on average allowing 16.3 shots. So if they allow that many shots against Atletico with the 52% shot on target hit rate, they will score. They will find good opportunities. I took them maybe a week or 2 ago, and they let me down. I do not expect them to let me down twice. I have confidence in them. A win here will clinch a top 8 spot, and I trust Atletico. I trust Simeone. So I like the Atletico Madrid money line going up against Salzburg, and that's the first slip for -111. The second slip that I have when it comes to money line, this one is a -113 slip, and the first play is higher than 1.5. First half total score in the Bayern Munich and Slovak game. This is much more likely from both of the goals to come from Bayern Munich, but I'm taking the total score instead of just the home team goals, just in case. 1, it's safer, and 2, Slovan has managed to score 3 goals in 5, have scored 3 and 5 in the Champions League games, and 2 of those 3 games in which they scored were in the first half, so they could possibly score if they get lucky enough. So I'd rather take the total score instead of the Bayern score, just for safetyness, just in case. This is a dream matchup for Bayern at home. Slovan have the worst defense so far in the Champions League. They have conceded 24 goals in 7 games, and Bayern can add not only to their points, and with the win, they could possibly get top 8, but also their goal difference, which will be very important because if they tie with an opponent when it comes to points and they're tied for like a top 8 spot, goal difference is the second thing that they look at to see who gets top 8. So this is a perfect game for them to add on to the goal difference as well. This prop has hit in 4 out of 7 games in the Champions League for Bayern Munich, and in the games that they didn't go over were against other tough defenses, so I don't really blame them too much there. And if you look at Slovan, a horrible defense, this prop has gone over in 6 out of 7 games for them. They cannot defend, they're playing away from home, and this is going to be too much for them to handle. So just in case they do score, I like the safetyness in this, so I like higher than 1.5. First half total goals in the Bayern and Slovan game. And then the second prop that I found that I like is Dortmund to go higher than 1.5 goals going up against Shakhtar. I was thinking of just taking the Dortmund money line, but one, you get slightly better odds or slightly better juice when it comes to taking that higher than 1.5 than taking a money line. And two, if Dortmund win, I don't think they win 1-0. And two, Shakhtar have a good chance that they can't score, and Dortmund, if they want to win, they need more than 1 goal and goal difference. So I'd rather take their higher than 1.5 goals as opposed to their money line. Besides, Dortmund at home is much more different than they have played away from home, and it's a perfect game to redeem themselves. They're not in good recent form at all, so I know some people might not want to take this, but I like this line regardless. 3 of the last 5 games were away from home. Now they're playing at home, and the 2 that they have played, one was against Leverkusen, a really tough matchup, and then the other one, they should have beat Werder Bremen, but they got an early red card, and they ended up tying that game. And Shakhtar is essentially eliminated. They're winless in all 3 of their away games that they have played. 2 of them were losses, and the 1 game that they did draw was a man-of-the-match performance from their keeper. And the reason why I say they're essentially eliminated is that they can technically still go through, but one, they will need to win against Dortmund, which is going to be really, really hard. They would have to hold back Dortmund's defense, and they would have to score at least 1 or 2. And 2, if for them to be able to go through, they would have to win by like 4, 5, 6 goals because of their goal difference. They're in the negative, so they are pretty much essentially eliminated, and now they're playing away from home, so I don't see much hope for them. And Dortmund is another team that can possibly get top 8 with the win. They can and will score. They just need to just get those opportunities and convert them. They have scored 34 goals in 13 games at home in the league and Champions League combined. So they score almost 3 goals a game when they play at home. We just need them to score 2. And Shakhtar on average have allowed 21.7 shots that they have allowed away from home. And that's a lot of opportunities for Dortmund to take advantage of. They convert 43% of the shots on target that they have taken in the Champions League so far. So if they can take those chances, they will score. They do great at home. And Shakhtar can score. And like I said, if they need to win, they need to score more and add to that goal difference. So I like Dortmund higher than 1.5 goals at home going up against Shakhtar. And that's the second slip that I have for -113. Thank you everybody for watching. Quickly going over last video's picks. Like I mentioned, it wasn't a sweep, it was a 1-in-1 day. I actually had a third play, an added play. He ended up DMPing. The player prop was the one that missed. He didn't take a single shot, and just Monza as a team just didn't play great. And then we had the money line that I mentioned. We hit that one. We are on a small, I believe, a 2-0 money line run. So hopefully we can carry on that momentum to not only the money lines, but the player props in this really big Champions League slate. Like I mentioned, a lot of teams have a lot to play for. And if I do have any other plays, they will be in the pinned comment either later tonight or tomorrow before the game starts, because there will be squad rotations. And if you do want to join the Discord, it is not a premium. It is completely free. Linked in the description, just for those that want to talk about their plays, other sports, talk during the games. Just a great community I'm trying to build over there. So if you're interested in that, link in the description. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good thing, and we can cash out in this really big Champions League slate tomorrow.